Welcome back, people of planet Earth and all planets beyond. Thank you guys so much for watching. My name is Josh, and today I'm going to show off a little bit, just a little bit, and show you some of my favorite vintage t-shirts in my collection slash inventory. So let's get into it. So these are t-shirts that are either like for sale or in current rotation, or they have been in current rotation. These aren't like my top most valuable t-shirts necessarily. That's not really what this is about, but I think these are the coolest, most interesting. Some are interesting because they're super valuable. Some are interesting just because I think they're dope. And so I'm gonna get into all of these. There's like, a little more than 10 here. So let's take a look. First off is my number one favorite right now, and it's this, as far as I can tell, no name, no branding t-shirt on the Fruit of the Loom heavy cotton. I don't know what it is about. I just love the colorway. Love, like, it looks like a kind of like a negative print. But look at this in the back. It actually bleeds through to the other side, which I thought was really interesting. I don't know if that is a particular printing method or what, but normally stuff like this doesn't get printed all the way through to the other side, at least not in my experience. But it's on a single stitch t-shirt, and it's got this little butterfly on the back. I love the texture. The purple marbling texture. Definitely one of my favorite t-shirts right now to rock. It's in rotation. Might not ever go out of rotation because I honestly know that I would sell it for a lot of money. So I don't have a real reason to try to get rid of it. But super sick t-shirt. One of my favorites. Next we have this guy right here. This is a Ride the Wind on a 3D emblem tag. It's got like wicked bleach stains all across the bottom, but the graphic, I mean, that is sick. Like, if you're a trucker, this is for truckers only, so whoever owned it was probably a trucker. This is like your t-shirt of the late 80s, early 90s, made in USA, obviously. Single stitch, a couple little holes. Whoa, a couple little holes on this guy. Probably looks like from cigarettes burns or something, but still a freaking dope T on the 3D emblem tag. Next, now this, whoa. Now next, this one right here. This is funny because, alright, so take a look here. Jaws of Life Hearst Rescue Systems. Okay. It is not single stitch, but it is on the heavyweight or heavy cotton Lee large made in America. Here's why I love this t-shirt. It's for the Jaws of freaking life, and it's got Jaws to the rescue with a big mechanical like shark that eats people out of their wrecked cars. I'm like, this is super sick. This is like, I have had this for sale for a little bit, real high because I think it's super unique and super cool. No one's ever bought it. No one's bought it yet, obviously, but I still think this is just one of the coolest, like most sort of out of the ordinary vintage t-shirts out there. It's so cool. Such a good vibe and such a good fade on that t-shirt. I think it's worth $100 or more, but to each their own. So here's another one. This is a little bit more in the traditional wheelhouse. We got a Goldberg WCW wrestling tee right here on the WCW. Not single stitch, sorry, I thought it was single stitch. This is 1999 Goldberg. I mean, if you're into wrestling, you know Goldberg. I mean, Goldberg was huge when I was a kid. Even if you're not into wrestling, you probably know him. Didn't obviously get as famous as The Rock, which is probably why this is still hanging out here. But super dope tee with the signature big print Goldberg along the top. Wrestling tees are still real big, and this one is real big in my opinion as well. And speaking of a genre of vintage t-shirts that are real big right now, we got this guy right here. That's right, we got the Jeff Gordon all over print on the Chase Authentics, white 1997, huge print on the back here. I love the colors, the DuPont racing team, the top, DuPont. I mean, this is an incredible t-shirt as far as like graphics are concerned. Chase, man, you guys did it right. It's in size large. It is double stitch, late 90s, but man, that colorway is sick. This is a pretty fresh tee. Definitely looking for more than then a couple bucks for this guy. But one of the coolest NASCAR tees I've ever found. Let's move it on. We've got a t-shirt here that we actually pulled out of a rag bag, so you may remember it. But it's a vintage Sega Shinobi, I think that's how you pronounce it, from the PlayStation 2 promo tee. This type of stuff is some of my favorite stuff to find. Mainly because it's very niche, but super interesting because it was part of a cultural thing that we all sort of, enjoyed in the PlayStation 2. So having pieces like this is the type of stuff that's collectible in my opinion, because there's not a ton of these, and it has something to do with something that we all experienced, and whether we played the game directly or not, or whether we just played PlayStation 2, this is definitely one of my favorites. PlayStation 2 is one of my favorite video game systems, so having this is pretty sick. Alright, so next up we have a Korn Follow the Leader tee on the vintage Giant tag. This is probably like 98, 99, not super old Giant stuff, but it is older. The Korn t-shirt, I found this thing in the women's section, like women's tops or tees. And I was walking by, it was like really striking out that day at the thrift, and I walked by, I saw this like Giant tag, and I was like, oh, I know what that is. So I looked, and of course it's the Korn tee. So this is super sick. Korn, not one of my favorite bands necessarily by any stretch, but definitely a cool t-shirt to find, especially in like the women's like t-shirt top rack. So that's pretty sick. All right, next up we have another one from the specifics genre of Harley tees. This is, I think, I've had a couple good Harley tees, a couple 80s, but this one's from 1994 from Harley Daytona Bike Week. The graphic is like perfect. It's like never been worn, but it's like clearly been washed. It's got the dope hit on the back and the huge hits on the sleeves. I think long sleeves, a little slept on. This will definitely be something that I look to rock in the winter, or the fall at least. Super sick on the XL. I mean, this is in like pristine condition. I don't even really remember where I picked this up. I haven't had it that long, but I don't remember if I pulled it out of a rag bag. It may have come out of a rag bag, but I can't remember. But it's in perfect condition. It's a beautiful, beautiful tee. All right, moving on. Let's see what else we have in here. Some of you guys probably, if you've been following the channel, know some of these t-shirts because I've found them in rag bags or I've shown them off on our top 10 or top 5 videos. But here we go. This is one of my actually all-time favorites. This did, I believe, come out of a rag bag. It's on the Best Fruit of the Loom single stitch. Whose feet are those? You know whose feet those are. Those are Ronald McDonald's feet. And that's all that's on this tee except for that. They clearly had it trademarked. I mean, this is just so cool. Like, this is the type of stuff that's so unique, so much fun to find out there in the wild, because it's just kind of bizarre and super unique. And they printed this for something and for some reason, and it's so interesting now. I think it's just such a dope t-shirt. It's in like immaculate condition as well. Still been washed, so it doesn't have like dry rot and stuff. So this one's super cool. Definitely one of my favorites. All right, now for my favorite Jesus tee. We pulled this one out of a rag bag a while back, actually. And it's Our God is an Awesome God. It's super bright. It's super early 90s. But I loved this song back in the day when I was a kid. So having this sort of on a vintage single stitch t-shirt on the old Hanes Beefy tee. This is from 1989 Sunwear of Highest Praise. So yeah, super dope tee. One of my all-time favorite Jesus tees. There are some great Jesus tees out here, but this one is one of my top favorites. Alright, what else we got here? We got this other one right here. This is pretty cool. Not super duper old, but late 90s. And this is the Massimo. It is a limited edition made in the USA. Massimo, before I think they were like super Target brand. But stop or you'll go blind. Imagine seeing that in a Target. Like, nope, not gonna happen. So pick this up for $1 in a town called Licking. picked it up for $1, and I think this is super dope. It's long sleeve. It's in great condition. No holes that I've been able to find yet. Super sick Massimo tee. Some of those early or late 90s like skate brands that ended up becoming like big chain companies. They actually had some pretty cool stuff before they got sort of sold out. So let's see what else is on here. This one's one of my more recent favorite. Thank you, Justin, for sending this in his big mystery box. And it's this guy right here, Bill Clinton and his horn. I don't know exactly when this is from, but it's single stitch, so it's probably early to mid 90s, before like all his scandals and stuff. It's on the Oneida, made in USA, single stitch, yep, all around. Just what a super ironic, funny political tee. Like for every debate, for like every presidential debate, I'm gonna wear this tee. If I still have it by then. I'm gonna wear this for every political thing, just for the fun and the giggles. All right, next up we got another long sleeve tee here. Love the sort of bleach job on this, but this is a Mortal Kombat tee. Just a small little hit right there. Long sleeve, super dope. I love the texture on this guy. I love the fit. It's on the Marina. Made in USA. I believe when I did the research, this actually was a t-shirt from a fan club for Mortal Kombat or something like that. And these were sent out. Some of them have a little bit bigger graphics, some of them do not. But this is just a little graphic, little bit of cracking on it. But I think it's super sick. It's a great hit, great combination with the print, with the bleach job. Definitely a sweet tee, definitely one of my favorites. All right. Now for the last tee, I'm going to show you. Some of you have probably seen this recently because we only found this a couple days ago. Well, more like a week ago. It came out of a rag bag. It's definitely the biggest rag bag hit, so you're probably familiar with it. And it's this Rugrats Discover America tee. We found this in a bag that was destined, as on its way, if I did intercept it, to be just becoming a rag bag, rags to clean up oil like at mechanic shops. And I pulled out this late 90s Delta Pro Weight Rugrats Discover America. I believe this was like a VHS, like direct to VHS movie they did. Either way, it's super sick. Nothing on the back, couple holes, couple little spots, but super incredible t-shirt to find out of a $6 bag of rags. So I was super pumped to find it. Definitely looking to see if this will go anywhere, but if not and it stays in the collection forever, that's fine by me as well. If you like any of these t-shirts that you see here, you can either hit me up on my Instagram, the link is in the description, or check out some of these listings on eBay, the link is also in the description. But those are what I've got right now, sort of the top tier, my favorites, so to speak. I definitely have tons more. In fact, I have like probably 400 vintage tees in the back. One day we'll show you guys all of that. But for now, thank you guys so much for watching. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe if you like content like this, all about thrifting and all about vintage. And we'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.